Hello, internets.
And interwebs.
I, of course, am Scott. I am burdened with glorious purpose car. And with me, as always, is...
Robert, I am burdened with glorious porpoise. His name is Tim. James.
I wonder about you sometimes. Okay, so this, of course, is two guys who watch movies. Today we're two guys who talk about movies, and the movie we are talking about is The Suicide Squad.
He had a freaking laser beam on his head once, but it fell off. Yes, on this edition of Unscripted and Mostly Harmless.
The Suicide Squad, not to be confused with Suicide Squad, completely different films.
Thank God.
Yeah, which is not confusing at all whatsoever.
No.
But we are going to do our best to have a spoiler-free section and then a spoiler-filled section. So we are actually going to do a good, bad, ugly for spoiler-free. For those who don't want any spoils in their film, you know.
There's only going to be one spoiler, but we'll give you a warning.
Spoils
No,
they
do not like spoils.
But then we'll do the spoiler-filled section, and we'll see where that goes. All right. So, first, quick synopsis. Did you watch Suicide Squad? If you did, you probably know what the synopsis is. A bunch of supervillains have to get stuck going on a mission to do something terrible for possibly some good. That's basically what it comes down to.
And cut. No?
No.
Oh.
No. And, yeah, they got bombs. You know, if they don't do what they're supposed to, they get blown up.
Right.
Yeah, that's...
In their head. Bombs
yeah,
in their head.
Bombs in their head, yeah. That's the plot. I mean, that was the plot from the first one, that's the plot from the second one. If you read the comic book, that's the plot from the comic book. I mean...
That's the plot for every episode of the comic book.
If it says Suicide Squad, you know what it's about.
Yep.
And that's about as far as I want to go spoiler-free, because honestly, there's so much spoilerific stuff in this. I don't want to give away anything. We're just going to be talking about, in the spoiler-free section, more vague things so we don't give away too much. Alright, so, without further ado, let's start off with, spoiler-free, The Good.
Indeed.
So, I know you're having a hard time coming with spoiler-free stuff, so should I start off with The Good?
Go, be my guest.
Okay. So, The Good, right off the bat, this movie's hilarious. I was laughing so much at this film. I was afraid I might be annoying people sitting next to me. Like
he was.
Guy. Yeah, I had a feeling.
I almost dropped my popcorn twice.
From me or from laughing so hard from the film?
Well, laughing at you, laughing at the film.
Oh, okay. Well, that works too. The film is just absolutely hilarious. I just got such a kick out of it. There's so many things. Some of it was just unexpected things. Other things are just these characters, the setting. In fact, some of the things I think are even in the trailer and stuff like that. But I mean, just the absurdity of some of the things that happen in this movie are absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love it. Do you have one, or do you want me to go?
I absolutely have one. Okay, this wasn't Marvel.
That's her.
Okay, I'm a Marvel fanboy, but
yeah,
Black Widow compared to this, there's no comparison.
You gotta continue with Black Widow.
DC, you came back for me.
Here's the thing,
or however you.
I have no idea.
Is there a specific place you're supposed to be?
I have no idea. I don't know. Me personally, I am more of a Marvel fanboy, even more than this guy. And I don't get into the DC movies as much, but I love this film. I absolutely love this movie. And yeah, I agree with you totally. 100%.
I am glad that DC has kind of kicked this whole we're dark thing and kind of... I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still plenty dark.
Yeah, I would say the fact that they told James Gunn, here, have our toys, play with them.
Right.
We don't care what you do. I mean, it shows.
And you could tell there was no studio in there going, oh, we got to change this, and we can't make this guy too evil because we have a toy line, so he can't do that.
No, this is totally a James Gunn production.
That is my good.
I totally agree.
It was very refreshing that this wasn't Black Widow.
I know, I absolutely love it. I'm trying to think. Well, I had a few other goods that I said. Oh my God, another good. Oh my God, I can't believe they made a rat cute and adorable. I actually loved the rat.
I've always liked rats, so I've had rats my whole life. They just don't live very long.
I don't have a fear of rats. I don't hate rats or nothing like that. But I never expected a rat in a movie to be adorable. Sebastian was absolutely adorable. I loved Sebastian.
The rat was cute.
I just thought Sebastian was absolutely amazing. I loved him in this. This is rated R. For those who are not aware of this, some of the kills, some of the blood, some of the gore in this rivals some horror films I've seen.
Oh my God!
There were some kills in this that were really inventive.
I think I can talk about this without spoiling it.
Yeah.
A man is decapitated.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how.
Yeah.
But get close up on his head. Mm-hmm. And the last thing he does before the brain's shut down is looks right and then looks straight into the camera.
Yeah.
That is the creepiest thing I have ever seen.
I totally agree.
In any horror film. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who is this James Gunn?
Yeah.
I thought I knew you. Mm-hmm. You have a side. We need to talk.
Well, one thing that I also thought was creepy, but yet inventive, and it's in the trailer. There's a character called King Shark. That's in the trailer. There's this character. There's a point in the film where, because even the trailer shows he eats a guy at one point. There's a part in this film where he's eating someone, and then afterwards, just kind of kind of gnawing on their skull, just for the hell of it, no reason whatsoever. Just
as one would gnaw on a chicken bone.
Yeah, exactly. Or like maybe pick at their teeth with a toothpick. That's what he's doing with this skull, and I'm like, and yet
that was a man.
Yeah, and yet it's totally believable for the character
and
because
completely nonchalant.
Yeah, it's completely nonchalant. Yeah, these characters were amazing. That's another good. Oh, I remember my good now. For the characters who aren't killed off in sudden, bizarre ways, because let's face it, it's Suicide Squad. You're expecting that. I'm not going to give away any of the deaths. I'm not going to tell you who dies, who lives.
I am, but not right now.
But not right now. But I'm going to say, for the people who don't die violently and quickly, everyone had equal amount of screen time. It was amazing to me how many of these characters got their own little moments, and I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting several characters to be kind of just left to the side, even if they survived regardless. They're like just left to the side. They introduce them, and then they're just kind of there for their power. No, they all had their moments. You know,
I do have one more good I like.
We learned quite a few things about these characters, and they all had some really interesting moments. What other good do you have?
It was not the Harley Quinn show.
Yes.
Totally. And I love Harley Quinn.
Totally.
We talked about that during Black Widow, that Harley Quinn was a men-bashing movie, which it should have been.
Yeah.
And I was afraid that this was going to be the Harley Quinn show and Friends. Yeah, and it never turned into that, not even for a second.
Due to the fact that we have members from the original, we have Flag, we've got Captain Boomerang, we've got Harley Quinn. I was afraid it was going to focus on them. So I think that's pretty much it on the good. So we're going to have to move on to the bad. Do you have any spoiler-free bad?
Yes. There was no Batman cameo. Next!
Okay, well, I got a bad. And I hate to say this, but it's not a major issue, but it is a bad. There is, I hate to say it's some, what's the word I'm looking for, pacing issues. The thing is that most of this movie is rapid fire. We got lots of action, we got lots of comedy, we got jokes flying as much as bullets for flying. I mean, it is really fast, it is action-filled, action-packed. However, you do have a few dramatic moments, which are very touching and very well done, but they bring the pacing to a halt. With as fast as this film is, those dramatic movements, I just felt like, well, okay, well, we're going to take a pause now. This is nice, but the movie's basically put on pause while we go and take care of this and get this over with. Yeah, it really, it's a little jarring. It was a little jarring when I'm watching this because the whole thing just flows until we hit these really dramatic moments. Then it just seems to kind of really stop. And slamming the brakes, and then it goes back into high gear as soon as it's over. You know, it goes right back into it. Now, the good thing is it goes right back into it. It doesn't lose any pace for that, but it's jarring to go that fast, that slow.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only bad I got that's spoiler free. You know, because honestly, it's not that bad because those moments are good and those moments are deserved, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it is a bit jarring because of how fast everything else is.
I didn't get that, but that's okay.
Yeah, everyone's got it.
But yeah, no, my only spoiler-free bad is that Batman did not make a cameo. I was expecting at least a Batarang, something.
I didn't expect anything.
It's not
like
really
that.
bad. I'm fully aware of that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it at all because even though they kind of had that in the last one, this one's supposed to be more separated because before that's when they were still trying to make everything connected. They're trying to keep this as separate as possible. I wasn't expecting anything from the other films, and that's exactly what we got. So, well, that's all my spoiler-free bad. So we're on to spoiler-free ugly. Do you have a spoiler-free ugly?
I have a softcore ugly.
I got a softcore ugly too.
Alright, you do your softcore ugly first.
Okay, softcore ugly first. The Weasel character is disgusting.
You know what? I have a softcore ugly too.
Yeah?
The Weasel character is disgusting.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. I get it. It's supposed to be a weasel.
A weasel.
I get it. But god, he's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not unhappy when he wasn't on screen. Put it that way. When he wasn't on screen, I wasn't unhappy about that. I was okay with that.
But some of this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my ugly. Yep,
yeah,
I agree.
Because when he is on screen, although there was one really good joke, and that was, and this isn't a huge spoiler because it's just a joke and it's at the very beginning of the film. They didn't actually do a lot of background info on Weasel.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it sets up for a really great joke.
Yep, go away, B.
So, not a spoiler because I'm not giving away what the joke is, but I love that. You know, they just didn't do their homework.
Yep.
And that caused the problem.
So there you go. That's our good, our bad, our ugly.
For spoiler free. No spoilers.
Okay, here comes major, horrible, nasty, ugly spoilers. Ugly spoilers. If you do not want to see them, skip to this time.
Alright. So, we're in spoiler territory now.
Yes.
Do you have any goods?
Yes.
Spoiler. Let's start with some good spoilers.
We have to change them for mine to make sense, though. Can we have the bad, then the good?
I don't care. It's our show. We can do whatever the heck we want. Plus, you edit it, not me.
Okay. So the bad. Alright, so here's the bad. Amanda Waller didn't change. She had no arc. You know I hate her character if you watched our first video of the Suicide Squad. I despise her. I despise her every fiber of my being.
And I'm the exact opposite. I love the character. I love the fact that she is this uncompromising badass who is completely 100% feels that she's in the right and doesn't agree with anyone else who disagrees with her.
So, but that is my, for real bad. The only thing that I did not like, I expected a character arc from Waller.
Oh, dude, if you expect any character arc from Waller, you're going to be always disappointed.
So that is my bad.
You will always be disappointed.
My real bad.
Yeah. Okay. So
what's your bad?
Oh, I didn't have any spoiler stuff.
Stuff. Yeah. Nothing?
No.
All my
stuff is spoiler free.
Well, then the good has to be. You're watching the spoiler free version now. Or spoiler version now.
Spoiler version.
No yelling. She got knocked the frick out. Finally, somebody stood up to the big bully general in the room.
Honestly, I'll agree with that totally. That even, as much as I like the character, because I do like the character, I do like the fact that finally someone stood up to her. Because so many times, you always, and also it's someone random.
Yes.
Not one of these badasses, not one of these villains. No, because the villains always stand up to her, and she never flinches or nothing. Like,
right?
Because she's just as badass as they are, But the fact that her own people always go along with this stuff when, some of these villains, they don't have morals. So it makes sense.
Right.
When some of these villains go along with her. Sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
Quick setup. So they achieve the mission that they're supposed to do. They get this hard drive. They destroy the facility, and there's a giant freaking kaiju killing people, women, children, infants, chefs. It's killing chefs.
There's even a guy who calls it a kaiju. I love that.
Yes,
I love that.
And the black guy, great actor, older gentleman, Bloodsport, does a U-turn because I always want to call him Deadpool's bad guy.
The actor's name is Idris Elba, but I mean,
yes,
he was playing Bloodsport.
Yes. Okay, so he does a beeline for this kaiju to kick some ass and take some names. Eventually, the team joins him, and you know what? Amanda Waller's reaction is she's gonna blow the thing in his brain
because as far as she's concerned, they're off mission. They know the stakes. You go off mission, I blow your head off.
So one of her team members knocks her the F out and takes over. And to me, that is beyond a good. Alright, great from ugly. My real ugly, and this is why I said there's no way I could have said this spoiler free.
Sure.
The people that die don't stay dead.
Well,
he did not stay dead.
A lot of them stayed dead. A lot of people who died stayed dead.
Two that we know of. I don't consider the people in the beginning. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but they still were there. They still died.
Did they even get boots on the beach? Kinda.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They most certainly did. And not only that, they each had their own poster and everything. So, you know, there you go.
Give me a poster and blow my head off when I hit the beach. But yeah, that is my only ugly. Is that if you're gonna, I know you're setting up a sequel. I get it. Good luck getting James Gunn to come back.
But he already said he has plans to go back to DC.
Really?
Yes, because he said he's got things that other properties of DC he wants to work on, and they've already agreed to it. But he won't say what. He's keeping it all hush hush for now.
I figured Kathleen Kennedy and Kevin got their little claws in him, and we just went, "You're ours now, boy."
No. He most certainly is doing more stuff with DC. He also says, though, he has a good relationship with Marvel, and he's not ruling out
the possibility. They fired him for a Twitter comment 7 years ago. How was that a good relationship?
It was Disney that fired him, not Marvel. He's talking about Kevin Feige.
Marvel is Disney.
He has a good relationship with Kevin Feige, so he is not ruling out the possibility of doing more Marvel in the future, but at this time, after Guardians of the Galaxy, he's not planning on any more Marvel projects, but he does have more DC projects in the works already.
You know what else James Gunn is? A hell of a director that can make his own decisions. In my opinion, doesn't mean jack.
Yeah, and honestly, this movie proves it because he made it one hell of a movie.
You say it was a James Gunn film. Sure, there were parts that felt like that, but it really did feel like what DC should have been doing for the last 20 years.
Well, not only
DC.
Not only that, but this felt like a true Suicide Squad film. I mean, this is what the Suicide Squad, as far as I'm aware of, is mostly in the comics. I haven't read a whole bunch of Suicide Squad comics. I've only read like a handful of them, but they were pretty much like this.
Right.
There's always a whole ton of...
And Boomerang always dies in the beginning. But
there's a whole ton of villains. They all have weird and usually half the time stupid powers, and the vast majority of them usually die.
How can your ugly not be Polka Dot Man?
I don't know, man. Yeah.
I kind of liked how they set up his power, though.
Yeah.
That was not canon in any way that I'm aware of.
Yeah, Polka Dot Man, I thought they did a really good job on. So.
Marvel, if you don't bring out Squirrel Girl, we're done.
You need to bring her out. Okay, so I think that's about it. I think we should move on to some coffee cups, man.
Welcome back.
Yeah, if you skipped the spoiler section, welcome back to Coffee Cup World, where we give out coffee cups.
Yes. And what we do is 5 means it was excellent. 1 means, yeah, never mind. Pass.
0 means it should be burned to the ground.
I don't think we've ever done a 0. I was close.
We haven't done a 0 yet.
Yeah, no.
Not that I'm aware of. All right. So, you want to start?
You go first. I always go first.
Ultra. So, okay. Oh, this is easy for me. 5 coffee cups. Yeah. It's a DC film, so he wasn't expecting that. Because I usually don't do 5 on a DC movie. But once again, I didn't have a true ugly. It was a softcore ugly. Right off the bat, I had a heck of a lot more good than I had bad. You know. What's wrong?
You're going to have to move some of those coffee cups.
Well, we could just stack them.
but I need room for my 5.
You move them. Yeah. You stack them and you move them. That's how it works. Nice little pyramid.
I can't believe this, but we agree?
This is the first time ever, man. We don't, in fact, we seldom give out 5 to begin with. I mean, both of us. I've given out 5 a few times. You've given it out like once or twice.
Yeah.
Never on the same film.
So 2 times in the entire time we've done this. This is 3.
And
this is a 5.
But
it is what it is.
First time we've both done 5. Because we usually don't both do 5.
Aw, DC bringing friends together.
Who knew? Who would have ever expected this? I sure as hell wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
I would have, but here's the thing. I mean, I had a feeling going into this just because I do like James Gunn's work, and the fact that he had total control of this, from the trailer alone, I'm like, okay, I got a pretty good feeling about this, and I was not disappointed. I got exactly what I expected out of this movie.
I did not know what to expect, nor did I have the same faith, because I'm thinking, now that I've seen the film, there's no way that this movie was made by the same guy that made Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That's 2 in a row, movie. DC. That is 2 in a row that not only you impress me, but they're rewatchable. Hey, you think it's time to put the bat in a drawer?
The bat in a drawer?
Put the bat in a drawer and close that drawer for a while.
Are you talking about Batman?
Yeah.
That will never happen.
I don't think they need the bat.
I'm not saying they need him. I'm just saying they won't do it.
Put the bat in the drawer.
I'm just saying they won't do it. There's no way. It won't happen. There's no way. All right. Well, that's it for The Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Go watch this movie, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100% totally recommend it.
Oh, well.
Definitely. It's a great film. Now keep in mind, if you don't like R-rated film, if you don't like blood, if you don't like gore, maybe
this isn't yours. If you're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you're going to be highly disappointed.
Yeah, this is not a PG-13 movie at all whatsoever. Definitely a hard R.
Agreed.
Like
Jason.
Yeah.
Hard R.
If you want to see James Gunn style comedy mixed with a war film,
this is your movie.
And superheroes and supervillains and superpowers, yeah, there you go, man. You got it.
All right. Oh, yeah.
That's
it. See ya.
Next time.
5, 4,